So I think we're gonna start with the general tips more than anything else, which is basically just a pure, like, I'm gonna go into a game of multiplayer, quote unquote, explain some things, and from there we'll go. I'm gonna use, it doesn't matter who I use, I'm just gonna use the random character. I guess I'll use Jill Ray, which is probably the easiest to do. Either way, I'm just gonna put this, start, roam, whatever, it doesn't matter right now. Right now it's just to show off something. So in multiplayer it's obviously a 4v4 King of the Hill style, this game, where you basically have to stay on the point and gain points, or as many points as you can, for as long as you can, while trying to keep your enemies out of it. So normal King of the Hill stuff. Now, the game lasts 10 minutes plus overtime, depending if the enemies can, the one team that's losing is still on the point or not. Either way, you always start the map in the same region, like depending on that map, they have a starting region. So you can just basically these region. See, it's blue, it's on in my team's control. If it's white, it means either both teams have people in it or nobody's in. And now it's red because only enemies are in. Now we need more. That as you can, that's basically up top. You can see up here on top. I think it's this way. I'm pointing. It's either this or this. I don't know. You got the points, so you want to fill up that bar. Don't even ask me how many points there is. I'm not actually sure in terms of a numerical value. I only know it's that bar. You also have the time in the middle, the map. Either way. Now there are more mechanics to this King of the Hill. It's not just stay on point. As you can see, a tower just spawned after 1 minute, and it has a symbol on it of a certain, like, class. So, because that tower was white and it was Berserker class, only Berserkers could grab it. So, for example, if that was a caster tower, only casters could grab it, etc, etc. Now it's red, so it's against me, so I can basically destroy it. Now I can actually affect it. You can see there, it's actually been destroyed. Either way, those things there are the towers. So you got two types of three types, but divided into two categories. So you got white towers and green towers. White towers have two types. They're both kind of like supportive towers that affect your whole team, and green towers are selfish towers, as I like to call them, because they are, or even more known, they are the, what I like to call the towers that give you your NP, so basically they let you do your super special move. So yeah, green towers are NP towers. Again, you can see one, which is that in the middle. That's a green tower, support Berserkers. Only Berserkers can grab that, but technically this Lubu here could go grab it and, you know, get an NP. If it wasn't an AI. Either way, if it was a caster tower, I could just go grab it. Example. More than that. The white towers, again, are divided into types. They are divided into both DPS tower and defense tower. DPS tower increase your damage by around 300%. Instead of 100% damage, you do 400%. I'm pretty sure. Either that or 300. It's one of those. And also reduce the cooldown of your abilities by half, which is really strong. On the other hand, you have defense towers, which I'm just gonna call blue towers. And blue towers basically, if I get one, just decrease damage to a third. You take a third less damage and you also get what it's called super armor. So yeah, I kinda would be kind of an... You basically can't be hit stun. I'm almost assured you can't be hit stun. So now, which one of the towers is actually more valuable? The DPS tower. mainly to the reason of the cooldown reduction. Yes, damage, and also the damage. Like, how to explain? If a guy with defense tower and attack tower fight, and think they do the same ability on each other, for example, yes, they would take both the same amount of damage, and one of them would be hit stun, which would be the DPS one. But that ability is gonna come off cooldown faster for the guy with the DPS tower. You can have all the super army in the world, it's not gonna help you if they're just gonna get the ability again really fast and just do it again. So that's that one. Now, you have been noticing the point has been changing. So, if you've noticed, from like the left spawn to the bottom one to now the top one. That's because every 2 minutes, King of the Hill point changes, and it's semi-random. There's only so many places where the point can spawn in a map. In this map, only 4 places can it spawn in. This being one, the other one being on the left over there, where we started, and there's 2 points on the bottom left, for example. But again, that's going too far into this. The point will change, but anyways, the basis of this is the point will always change every 2 minutes up until there's only 2 minutes left. Once it reaches 0-0, it's not moving. Or basically, once it's 2-0-0, whatever point is left is where it stays, no matter what. Come on, Lubu. Let's try that, please. Anyways. So you just gotta deal with it at that point. Now, okay, as to just recapitulate, you have 10 minutes in a game, right? And the point will change every 2 minutes, up until the last 2 minutes. Every 1 minute... every freaking one. Okay, but either way, I'll explain the rest. Every 1 minute, a tower will spawn, including at the beginning. So a tower will always spawn every 1 minute. God damn, the game ending too shortly, but every 1 minute the tower will spawn. Now, it's like this. On a pair number, it's gonna spawn an NP tower. So at like 8 minutes, 6 minutes, 4 minutes, 2 minutes. Not accounting 0. 0 doesn't matter. Don't account 0 or 10. 10 is an exception, and 0 doesn't spawn towers. At 9, 7, 5, 3, and 1, it spawns the white towers, or the DPS/defense towers. Those are the towers that spawn. Now, there is an exception in the first 2 minutes. At exactly 10, when the match starts, 1 tower will spawn. Random again. But this tower is always a DPS tower. After that, at the 9-minute mark, another tower will spawn. And this tower is always a defense tower. These are the mainly exception. After this, it is kind of random. The only thing I can assure you is at 8 minutes, 6 minutes, 4 minutes, and 2 minutes, an NP tower will spawn. In the 7, 5, 3s, and 1s, like, it can spawn... it will spawn white towers. Now, usually, if I'm not wrong, one tower, at least one of those towers will be DPS and the other one will be defense. But sometimes it can spawn 3 towers, white towers. And 2 of them will be equal. Now, which 2 will be equal, I actually don't know. Because it's a bit... I've never seen a pattern there, at the least. But besides that, trying to see if there's anything I am missing. Because I don't think I am. Yeah, there was one more thing. So what happens if the game reaches 0-0? Then you go into sudden death mode. Where... imagine a situation where one team is winning, right? And has a big bar. almost full bar, but there is an enemy on your point, and you can't kill him for some dumb reason, but let's just think that that guy is surviving. You reach 0-0. What happens here? You enter sudden death. Now, the point here is the guy that is losing cannot get out of the point, because if he does, he's gonna lose immediately. If that point changes color to the enemy's team's color, you lose. Done. However, if you can stay and kill the enemy team somehow, it is possible, it has happened, then you still, for the team that's losing, has to catch up with the enemy team's points. So you still have to survive a while the team that was already winning just needs to get you out of there, and they win. So that's in general this game's version of sudden death. Again, you also have the class towers that I explained, and besides that, the rest is basically just basic controls from the game itself, which I will be going into right about after this. I'm just checking if there's like oh, this is from the, yeah, a lot of these are like, except for this. Also, dual warning about Jeanne. La Pucelle does count for multiplayer, so she will kill herself if she uses her NP in multiplayer. That's still a thing, unfortunately. A lot of these are not a thing, by the way, so you don't have to worry with these tutorials. Like, a lot of these don't even, like, hold water in multiplayer at all.